Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to Gamescom. This is Blue, and we're here with the North American All-Stars team. We're sitting just outside of Gamescom right now at the ESL Lounge, and well, we're going to ask them a few questions. So first off, guys, why don't you introduce yourselves, tell them where you come from, what your names are, and we'll go from there.
Hey everyone, I'm Zombify. You probably noticed I'm losing my voice, so bear with me. From Dallas, Texas, and I'm here because you guys voted me here.
K-Pud from Colorado.
Panoram from Missouri.
Hey guys, this is SupCutie, or Hans Ansem. I'm from Washington, United States, and I like them technical games, so here I am playing Guild Wars 2.
Hello everybody, this is Zeus. My real name is Bal, and yeah, that's it.
All right, awesome. So starting off here a little bit, so tell us a little bit about like kind of your history in gaming and how you came to be involved in Guild Wars 2.
Oh, this is gonna hurt my voice.
just a little blurb.
I mainly played WoW at a high tier, 2.2K plus, etc. Started playing Guild Wars during beta, progressed through. Always played Necromancer since beta, and been part of pretty much every major tournament this game has hosted.
I pretty much started out playing like every MMO that would come out, and I just hopped to Guild Wars and really liked it, so now I'm here.
Yeah, I play like every competitive game that comes out, and for some reason I stuck with this one. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I started playing Guild Wars in beta. I played Guild Wars 1, and so I hopped on this one, and I just stuck with it because I liked the way it played as well. But I think that's about it for me.
I started playing shooters. I played Halo 2, guns, and then RTSs. I played Warcraft 3 and Dota 1. And Guild Wars 2 is technically my first MMO, so if we're not counting RuneScape, hashtag 99 woodcutting. Yeah, dude.
All right, awesome. So moving on a little bit from that, so tell us a little bit about kind of how you guys got prepared for this tournament. So you guys are actually about to play the Chinese team, and so like, I mean, you saw them play yesterday versus Europe. So what are you kind of expecting from these guys? And to be completely honest, I mean, are you more scared of the Chinese team, which up to this point has been more unknown, or are you more scared of your matchup tomorrow versus Team Mist?
I'm just here to play Guild Wars, so not really scared of anything. Come at me.
I think we're going to have a harder time against the EU team just because they're more experienced, like veteran players. But yeah, we've been just practicing against like that kind of team comp setup, and we should have some pretty good games.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a harder time against EU, but China's better than we expected, so we thought about it and came up with some strats like all last night after we saw their game versus EU, so I think we're prepared and ready.
Yeah, just coming up with the strats. EU is definitely going to be harder, but we're pretty much just going to play Guild Wars 2, and hopefully we'll be able to do our best here and take the win for NA.
6-0 the dream. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome. So like, I got one more question about how you guys got prepared. So, kind of looking at your comps and at least the listed mains going into this one for the mains of your classes, you guys had a very unusual comp with 2 Elementalist mains and no Guardians. So, I know that North America's meta has slowly kind of been adopting to running without Guardians, but is that something you're going to try and employ, or do you have something a little bit different up your sleeves?
I'm just going to answer this as simply as possible. YOLO.
I don't have sleeves.
When people don't run Guardians, they typically run like 4 tanky people. We're not running a Guardian or 4 tanky people, so we're just playing the game, dude. Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, no, our team is definitely squishier than what we would like. So we've come up with a few things that we're going to try to employ to hopefully like just win and not get just like capped. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the classic answer of, through the power of friendship, love, and synergy, we're going to overcome all obstacles. I'm going to have to...
All right, so moving on from that one. So this is a question for kind of each of you individually. In the current meta, and I guess based on like what we've seen in the upcoming patches, how do you guys kind of feel about your current mains, like its position and its strength in the game at the moment? And do you feel that that is going to change come the new patch on September 9th?
Yes, I do feel it's going to change, and my current opinion on my class is broken.
Rest in peace, Warriors.
Right now, Ellie's are useful. We don't know what the changes are coming, but even if like Dagger gets nerfed, I think Fresh Air is going to be pretty decent next patch because Warriors aren't going to be there, and SD Thieves are getting nerfed, so that'll be good.
Yeah, so I play Mesmer as my main, but I also have been playing Thief recently, so I guess to start with Mesmer, it does a lot of damage, it's really strong, but it still has trouble with Thieves, and just in terms of getting countered in the same role. So hopefully come the patch, like Mesmer will be in a position to kind of, fend off Thieves a little bit while doing their thing. I think it could potentially be a slippery slope, like Mesmer does a lot of damage, so there might need to be some tweaks there, but yeah. And then for Thief, I think it'll definitely still be viable because it has a lot of mobility. We often joke that like you could have a Thief that doesn't even do damage and just runs around and decaps and it would still be useful, but obviously that's not entirely true. But yeah, so hopefully come the patch, everything will be better balanced.
Yeah, I agree with what most of Fantaram said about Ellie. Most of what I think is going to happen is, unless they really pigeonhole Ellie's into Fresh Air, which isn't necessarily that bad right now, things will still be fine. The reason that Ellie's were bad before is they nerfed water way too hard, but I'm looking to pick up some other classes after Gamescom, so Ellie's still going to be my main, but I want to play other classes because I'm kind of getting bored of playing literally every weapon set on Ellie already, so yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you one question. If you guys had to pick kind of like one feature that's needed to go into the game right now to kind of improve SPVP as an overall experience, what would that be and why? This one actually came from the community, so.
Leaderboards that actually meant something.
The ability to enable and disable skill queue for like more reactive gameplay. I think it could like raise the skill cap potentially.
I don't know. You want to skip? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dude.
All right. I think what I'd really like to see is kind of like an accept queue button for solo queue. It's kind of a small change, but like just like like League of Legends or something, for example. Like if your queue pops and you're AFK, then it'll run out and you'll be taken out of the queue, and I think that'll reduce a few 4v5s. I mean, obviously statistically the 4v5s aren't that much, but still they're quite prevalent. I get them a lot, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with most of what it said. 45 system is definitely an issue, but I think more importantly, rated arenas that mean something. 2v2, 3v3, 5v5. They literally just jip off of World of Warcraft arena system. It's actually pretty good, minus all the other dumb shit they do. But yeah, outside of that, it's I mean, leaderboards need to mean something, or there has to be some type of incentive for you to play outside of like big tournaments every couple of months, I guess, because you have to cater to the casuals as well and the semi-hardcore PvPers.
Real talk.
The interception.
The forums got a lot of suggestions that need change still. Like they've been on there for years, so they pretty much got it covered. No Skyhammer in solo queue.
All right, so kind of talking out to some of the newer guys, some of the newer players and newer teams that may be coming into the game now, especially with the recently announced WTS. So if you guys had to give one piece of advice to kind of a new player coming in playing your class, or a new team kind of just getting started, what would be some advice to give them to try and get to the level that you guys are at right now?
I would just say play consistently and learn the meta.
Play good classes, learn to rotate, win games.
Just play as much as you can. Like Team Mist, hardly team queues. They just solo queue all the time and then understand the game from pure experience. So the more you play, the better you get.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to playing a lot, which is extremely important, I think another aspect is actually just doing your research, right? Like if you're, writing an article for school or something, you got to do your research. You got to see what previous knowledge there is and stuff. So look at guides, watch videos, watch streams, and then practice what you see and ask important questions like, if they're going into a fight, like, would they do what I'm doing here? And if not, like, why are they doing that? And should I change my play? Or like, just, ask yourself the good questions.
For general advice, I think you should practice and practice efficiently. Have a good mentality about the game. Just don't complain about every single aspect that you think is broken. Because most of the time it's a player skill issue, and there's always things that you can work around it. I've always been of the mentality that you either play the game or you don't. And outside of that, in terms of elementalists, learn every elemental, like attunement, down to the core, because in the higher levels of play, if you miss time in attunement or something like that, you're done. So if you think about it this way, the tankier the LE spec is, the more forgiving it is. The glassier you get, the less forgiving it is. But the skill ceiling for elementalists is like up here, whereas like the skill floor is kind of like here. So it's an easy class to get into for certain specs, and it's the most versatile. So just, if you want to get really good, just don't give up on it.
All right, so moving more kind of into current topics real quick as we start to close. So recently, I believe it was 2 days ago, we had the announcement of the World Tournament Series with over the next 3 events, we're going to be having $150,000 being given out in prize pools. So how do you guys think that that's going to affect the scene? Are we going to see a big jump in competitiveness because of that?
I'd say yes, it's a good start. We should see a lot more player base coming in.
I think a lot of the older players that quit due to like lack of prizes and like incentive to play are going to come back.
Yeah, it's really exciting. One thing I don't like about it is how it's very region-based. It's just one EU, one NA, and one China go over. So if they get, like, say the second place team in EU is the second best team in the game, but they get nothing, and that really sucks. Like, that disincentivizes it a lot.
Will players come back? Yeah, dude. But and I think it'll be good for the game. I mean, I want to see more competition. I think the game has a lot of potential, and
yeah, I think the first tournament will bring in a bit more players, but after the first tournament, like when people hear about, hey, there's a $50,000 Guild Wars 2 tournament, after that there'll probably be a lot more players coming in. But for now, I think returning players is something that this is going to look into. And the good thing about Guild Wars 2 is it doesn't have a subscription. But more importantly, like, they need to get more players into the game that actually play it enough that they can watch it and have an understanding of what's going on. I think it's more important. Like, just for example, League of Legends has like 40 million players, maybe, something like that. It's close to that. But like, only the top 0.001% are actually competitive. And that's all you really need. Like, you can have the other 30 or something million people be like semi-competitive or just casuals, as long as they can understand the game and watch it. That's the most important part, in my opinion.
All right, cool. So again, keeping in mind that last question and how very fast we're going to see a jump in the competitiveness of the scene here, there may not be a lot of time to get prepped for the TOG, which will act essentially as qualifiers for the WTS. So will Team NA be sticking together, or are we gonna be splitting up after this event?
I've been playing with most of these players for a long time. Like, we've all played with each other at one point or another. But with our current comp, I'm gonna say no. Like, definitely no.
Yeah, based on comp, I'm gonna probably say no, and I'm just gonna probably like look to see who's coming back and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of new teams forming, and this isn't one of them.
Until kills are worth more, or there's some other change that's goes away from like a conquest game type, say no to full glass. It's too rough. It's too rough.
In terms of like personalities, I'm gonna say no because I hate every single one of them. But in terms of team comp, I'm gonna have to say yes because we have an amazing one. But no, really, like the reverse. I like all the players, but in terms of our team comp, it's not very good. So we'll see what happens.
All right, cool. So that's going to wrap things up, guys. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Thanks to you guys for actually making sure I was able to get here. The only reason I'm here right now is because that Indiegogo fund went through, so thank you all very much for that. And also thanks to Dragon Season for helping me out to get into Gamescom itself. So be sure to go check those guys out over at dragonseason.com. Other than that, though, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more interviews coming in just a few days, and we'll see you later. Have a good one.